How many know we all have storms in our life? I'm talking about rough patches, rough times that happen in our lives. The reasons for that are because this is a sin-cursed world. Some storms are caused by the devil. How many of you know the devil is out to steal, to kill, and to destroy, but Jesus comes to give us life and life to its fullest. Some storms are caused by people in your life. Sometimes there's some people in our lives that just cause us all kinds of problems. Some are caused by ourselves, some that are just simply allowed by the Lord. And so there's different sources from storms, but I believe all of them have a purpose. And I'm so glad that Jesus is with us through all of the storms of life. Jesus is with us in the midst of the storm. He never leaves us. He never forsakes us. The storms of life reveal the nature of my faith. How many of you understand storms are going to show you what kind of faith you got? I'm just trying to say, sometimes you feel like you've got faith. Sometimes you feel like a good Christian, and sometimes you don't. We don't go by the way that we feel, because if we went by the way that we feel all the time, we wouldn't be serving the Lord. You don't go by your feelings. We walk by faith and not by sight. It reveals, secondly, the strength of my commitment. God is not a vending machine. You don't stick a quarter in and get out whatever you want whenever you want it. You got to trust the Lord. Trust Him. Trust that the Lord, come on somebody, that the Lord knows what's going on in your life. Thirdly, the level of my maturity. How many knows you're only young once, but you can be immature for a lifetime? There's a lot of immature Christians in churches today. It happens, and Paul the apostle even talked about it several different times when he said you should be on the meat of the word, but I'm still having to give you milk. The fourth thing there that storms reveal is the healthiness of our attitudes. How many knows attitude is everything? We can blame God for our problems or hold His hand through it all. I choose to hold His hand. My attitude through the storms of life, because they're going to happen. Job said, even though he slay me, yet will I trust him. The fifth thing that the storms of life reveal is the measure of my teachability. Am I going to learn from this situation, or am I going to get prideful, stick my heels in the ground, and just say, you know what, this just stinks. Everyone goes through storms. Jesus Himself said it. John chapter 16, verse 33. He said, in this world you will have tribulation. You'll have trouble. You'll have problems. You'll have storms. He said, but be of good cheer. He said, for I have overcome the world. How many knows you can be cheerful even in the storms of life? Greater is He that's within us than he that's in the world. No weapon formed against you is going to prosper. Just because you're a believer does not mean that you're excluded from storms. You may be here and you're like, Lord, I'm trying to serve you. I'm trying to do everything that's right. And why is this happening in my life? How many knows God understands our humanity? And it's okay for us to have questions. We just got to understand. Go back to God's word. We're here tonight to be reminded of what God is telling us when a storm hits. When something doesn't go the way that we want it to, we need to be reminded to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths.